which I think is actually a really cool question from Kadu Rodriguez. And Kadu writes, is there any Disney attraction you felt changed your life in a meaningful way after riding, or at least reading about it? Perhaps like usually happens with movies for most people. So George, I'll start with you. Do you have an attraction like that really like changed your life in any meaningful way?
I actually do. And believe it or not, I actually have two for two
Okay,
different reasons. And actually, one is
cool.
at Walt Disney World and one is at Disneyland.
Go ahead.
Um, for many of you that, don't know that it took me a long time to actually visit Disneyland. I was a late bloomer with that. I actually turned 21 when I got to experience my first time at Disneyland. So I'm an East Coast guy, been to Walt Disney World many times, but with growing up as a single child with a single parent, it was very difficult to, save up money to go on these Disney trips. And it took quite some time, but my mom actually, saved and did everything in her power to actually get me to Disney because that's where I wanted to be. And I'll never forget the first time of actually going to Walt Disney World. My very first attraction that I rode was Big Thunder Mountain. So I have a special place for Big Thunder just because that was my very first Disney ride ever.
Cool.
That was like the first. I don't even know what drew me to that at that time. It was just, hey, it's a roller coaster that looks fun. A runaway train through a Western mountains type of aspect. That's like, yeah, let's go for it. So anytime I go to Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, Big Thunder Mountain is, whether I don't even have to go on it as the first ride, but just any time that I approach that ride, it just brings back that memory of it being the very first ride that I experienced at Walt Disney World. At Disneyland, it's actually Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
Because from being at Walt Disney World many times and experiencing Pirates, it's like, oh, this is a really cool ride. Well, after riding Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland, Walt Disney World's version, it's basically as if you were to watch the film Jaws and just stop midway through. or actually take a Pirates movie, for instance. Watch one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, go halfway through the film and turn it off. It's like, cut it right in half. And it's funny. It's like, how does it end? Like, how does Walt Disney World's Pirates is so short and it doesn't have a distinct storyline. And when I went on Pirates at Disneyland for the very first time, I thought, this is what it's all about. Right. This is the classic traditional Pirates that Walt envisioned. From like beginning to end, it has a full-fledged storyline. And it's one of my favorite attractions when I go to Disneyland.
Interesting. Awesome. Yeah, Pirates at Disneyland is unmatched. It's incredible. I love that attraction. So Kadu, I actually don't have an attraction that changed my life in a meaningful way, but I do have a parade that changed my life in a meaningful way. And that is the Main Street Electrical Parade. And the reason why it changed my life, or it kind of stuck with me, it has a place in my heart forever, is because my grandmother passed away in 2003. And her favorite thing in the world for Disneyland was the Electrical Parade. She would always save us a seat on Main Street for that parade. She loved it. She would always kind of like give my dad like a hard time. Like, how come you can't do the lights that great? Like for Christmas, Disney's able to do it. Like she always used to talk shit and it was hilarious. And it was really, really cool. And so because of that connection of that parade with my grandmother, that parade means a lot to me. So it's not an attraction per se, but it is an element of the Disney experience. And that means the world to me. So that is one thing that really means a lot to me, So I don't really have like an attraction though that I have to go on or that really changed my life. I've been going to Disneyland since before I can even remember. I don't remember my first time. So I don't really have like any of that like first ride kind of thing like you do, George. I just it's kind of always been a thing. So Yeah, Main Street Electrical Parade is the one thing that I have that I feel like has a real emotional connection for me personally.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hear it's coming back.
That's the rumor. It's
Yeah.
coming back to Disneyland. I mean, it's weird. I mean, hey, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. Like I said, I have a personal connection to the Main Street Parade. I love it. But it's weird to me. Like, you guys got to get a little bit of love in Florida with these nighttime parades. I mean, we've had
we had Spectra Magic for how many years, and then it went to the Electrical Parade, back to Spectra Magic, and now nothing.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And Paint the Night, I think that parade is dead. Like, I don't think anyone.
That's right. Then we did get Paint the Night for a brief period of time. I think we did. I believe so. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think you guys got that.
No, I don't think. No, we didn't get Paint the Night.
Yeah, it went. It was Disneyland. I think.
Then it went to DCA.
DCA. Then they just ended it.
Yeah.
And I think they retired that parade because I think cast members were actually getting hurt on that attraction. It was causing a lot of workers' comp claims.
I heard that.
Yeah. That's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong if you're a cast member.
And the thing with Paint the Night, it kind of reminds me of how, like, what they do with Mickey's Mixed Magic. It's a good show, but it's not timeless that it could stick around for many years.
Yeah, it feels more like a DCA parade, to be honest, because it's really Pixar heavy.
Pixar, yes.
The music is very modern and techno and, like, you know, very beat driven. It doesn't have that same whimsy that, like, the Main Street Electrical Parade has that fits Disneyland more. You're right, George. It does. It feels a little bit more modern. So it would be perfect for DCA. It would be perfect for a park like Hollywood Studios. But it just doesn't. Yeah, it's not really a Castle Park kind of parade. It really isn't.
No, it isn't. It really isn't. As I did enjoy Spectra Magic. I don't think you haven't experienced Spectra Magic. It was only at Walt Disney World. But I tell you what, the first time that I got to see the Main Street Electrical Parade, for me, especially with Pete's Dragon, Elliot, and they had Pete sitting on the back neck of Elliot, and, like, the smoke is coming out of his nostrils, and it's like, I mean, that's classic. It's just you see the Alice in Wonderland, like, mushrooms, you know, filled with the lights, you know, I mean, it's perfect.
It's so good. And that beginning always gives me goosebumps. When the music, and all the lights go out. Dun, 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 dun. It's just so good. It's so good. Like, if they're not going to bring back Paint the Night, at least update the lights on the Electrical Parade. Maybe add a couple floats, kind of like what Tokyo did, you know, with Dream Lights. You know, give us like kind of like a 2.0 Electrical Parade. You know.
Yeah. I personally feel that the Main Street Electrical Parade should just stay. If they want to make some enhancements, some updates, not too modern, not too techno, but I think to try to keep it as a classic electrical, that should stay at Disneyland.
Yeah, it's a very whimsical kind of thing, and I think it should be at Disneyland. It doesn't. They tried to do it at DCA. It didn't really work, in my opinion. There's some things that work in some parks and some things that don't, you know? Yeah. And sometimes Disney tries to pigeonhole these things, and it just doesn't really work, you know? But very, very interesting. But thank you, Kadu. Appreciate the question. And